Also showed XXX inside the dealership that day when at least one of the suspects walked past him. A short time later, the drama unfolded outside. 4 men in all are charged in the murder. One of them, Robert Allen.
In 2018, you and your lawyer were already trying to negotiate a deal with the state, correct?
Yes.
And you knew your face was on video, on the surveillance video then, correct?
Yes.
Order itself, Judge, doesn't give any reference to what the penalties would be if Mr. Graham failed to show for that deposition. I don't even think we need to get there. At this point, I think you have a cooperating witness that corroborates that Mr. Graham has nothing to do with this case. Mr. Graham is not listed in any report. Mr. Graham, I don't believe has been discussed whatsoever in this case, to my knowledge, other than rumor and innuendo. And I believe that if I was hired earlier, I would have probably filed a motion to quash that deposition itself until that point.
Judge, really, when wondering who Drake would hire, literally the most popular celebrity in the world, I figured, here comes Brad Cohen. And even the finest attorney that money can buy will not undo what this court justly did. And it's very clear that when he says that Mr. Graham isn't involved in this case, it's very clear that Cleopatra Bernard thought so when asked in deposition, why did you have security with your son that day? Because of Drake and Migos. It's very clear when Detective Curcier was asked, I'll tell you whose name came up a lot, Drake. And it's very clear that the decedent predicted, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. So I understand his arguments, and I understand he's an extremely skilled attorney. However, the court ruled the way that it did for a reason, and I believe that the court's ruling should stay as it is.
Because I'm well aware that there is a lot of people who are titillated by, oh, look who's involved in the gossip and the rumors, and everyone just wants to run wild with these things. I'm prepared to say that such discovery deposition shall remain sealed, and the court would have an opportunity for an in-camera inspection of any transcript, and that it is not to be released to the public, not to be out there. There shouldn't be pictures of Drake testifying in a thing. I can understand why he's not interested in that, and shouldn't be, and should be rightfully shielded from that. Depositions, and these are not public record unless they're entered into the court file, and so to ensure your client doesn't suffer from having this all over the place and having to answer the questions and then it's scrutinized by the public, I'm willing to keep that under wraps. Let's schedule, that time again. The time that's most convenient, counsel's available, everybody's available, do it. And like I said, I don't intend for this to be used to harass your client in any way, and for that purpose, you can rest assured that I'm not going to allow this to be splashed all over and look at Drake answering questions and that sort of thing, because that's not the purpose behind this. So I can.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back, another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and first and foremost, I want to once again send condolences to the entire family of XXX. His mother, who has been very vocal, and her presence has been shown and felt through his career. Also, man, he had a newborn son right after this situation. The mother of his kid, man, condolences to everybody going through it with this tragic loss. Most definitely, rest in peace to XXX. Now, I'm going to have the links in the description from Law and Crime Network where you can watch this video on full it, and I'm going to get into a little bit of the write-up in just a second. But on Friday, they actually ordered Drake to come in for a deposition. So his lawyer pulled up today to try to combat that and say, nah, my client is not needed here. He's not part of this case. I tried to get it thrown out, but as you heard, the judge said, nah, he got to come in. This lawyer, the defense, has made 2 attempts to use Drake in this off of something that Triple X had said before. If something happened to me, it was Drake and his beef with the Migos at one point. He just basically reaching for the clouds in the sky and throwing it all on the table and really crapping out because it's not going to work. The guy, Robert Allen, has already told, corroborated, didn't take him too long to come in and give everybody else up. And I'm going to tell you like this, it's not going to work. And I get what the judge is saying, but the fact that this camera is in the courtroom, people going to start making headlines about it. Even I'm making a video about it at this point. And it's already was on the blogs last week when Drake name came up. When you have these things that are public this is public information because they are recording it, and cases are public information and documented when things get said in court. The deposition side of it, we've seen this with other entertainers. It does not mean Drake is telling or snitching. He could go in there and talk about nothing at all, and he's not gonna be telling, he's not gonna be helping this case in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is just a reach by the actual defendant's team and everything. And the write-up says this: a lawyer for Canadian rapper Drake appeared in court Monday and argued against the rapper's deposition subpoena in the XXXTENTACION murder trial. On Friday, the judge ordered Aubrey Drake Graham must sit for a deposition in this case on February 24th. The rapper's attorney challenged doing any sort of deposition, stating Drake had nothing to do with the killing of Josiah Onfroy. And as y'all heard, Drake lawyer was trying to put that out there. You will see more to that when you watch the whole thing. Like, bro, we got nothing to do with this. I would have got this out the way if I would have known this was going to happen early on. But the defense is using a desperate attempt and a last lifeline to pull Drake into this situation, basically just stalling. Overall, this was 4 niggas who made a very dumb decision, took a life for some money. We saw them on Instagram flexing the money, and that's the main thing, bro. We lost somebody for some ignorance and some dumb stuff that be going on out here in the world, especially in our community, that needs to stop. We seen plenty of celebrities do depositions before. Just want to make it clear over here, that is not telling, that is not snitching, and you people don't want these headlines. Even the judge know how that story can go. But Drake is a superstar. It's going to make the headlines because he getting called in. But rest in peace to Triple X. We got more coming, more videos. And as it stands now, he got to pull up. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming.